Okay. Okay. I gotta use my background. My favorite background, of course. My uncle and his fiance. This is gonna be my background for a while because I'm so happy for them. But so today's video is going to be you see the title, the thumbnail, right? Being and feeling used in relationships. And so, yes, I always talk about manifestation, how we create a reality, yada yada yada. And in a lot of ways, if we feel like people are using us in our reality, in our relationships, in our friendships, in our relations with our parents, whatever it is, our children, our loved ones, our partner, right? We on some level do create that happening to us, and I want to just try to get to the bottom of that so we can change the way we show up in these relationships, right? And so as I was sitting here thinking about relationships I've been in where I personally have felt like I had been used or taken advantage of, or I had given more than the other person had, right? And what that ultimately boils down to is boundaries, right? Because you know the things, you know what you can give to someone in a relationship, in a friendship, and you know your breaking point. We have all been in a relationship or even a friendship where we just had our breaking point and we have been like, no, I'm not going to hang out with this person no more, or I'm not going out of town on trips with this person anymore, or I'm not going to date this person anymore, because there comes a time when we look at the whole of the relationship or the friendship and we say, this person has not been giving back what I have been giving. And those feelings cause resentment. When I say resentment, it's like, well, of course I love this friendship, but you never do da 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 for me, right? And then I think a part of having boundaries is a part of having boundaries, or a part of having a healthy friendship or relationship is when you reach that point, being able to tell that person honestly without getting mad at them, without getting upset with them, without feeling like you need to cut them off. Like honestly being like, hey girl, you know, when we went on our Miami trip, you came with no money and expected me and the other girls to feed you, pay for you to get in parties, pay for your portion of the Uber if you Uber around, or the rental car, whatever it is. Like, we've all been there. And then you get home from that trip and you realize and you feel used by your friend, right? You have to learn to talk to that friend and let that friend know, hey, it's not cool to do that. If that's what you plan on doing here or not, I would not go to another girls trip with you. Like, you have to, it's when you speak up for yourself, you create a boundary, right? And now what I've learned as I've gotten older is that you don't have to stop being, well, you don't have to stop being someone's friend. Oftentimes I found if the friendship is true and the person does that thing, right? If you talk to them, they may say, you know what, you right. When I get my next paycheck, I'll send you this. And they pay you. And it kind of smooths things out. But I think that we need to stop having boundaries on the back end of relationships and start having boundaries on the front end. And I just want to give an example of like a friendship, right? So I have a friend, and I don't want to call her a user, but she does not have a car. So anytime that we hang out, I have to go pick her up from her house, take her to where we're going. And because she doesn't have a car, sometimes she's like, "Can I take her by the store? Can I take her by her?" Like, she adds little side missions to the deal, right? But she never gives me gas money. She never gives me gas money. Now, is she still my friend? Yes. Do I love her? Yes. Like, sometimes it can be in trade. Like, she cooks, she'll invite me over. She always invites me over when she cooks. Things like that, right? But like sometimes it'll be like, okay, you want me to take you this place, and this place with no gas money? Like, girl, no, I'm not. So I have learned, like in the past, I was the person where you kind of run me over, and I would still be that friend that would do it. But now I speak up. There's nothing wrong with speaking up and having boundaries, right? Because if they're truly your friend, when you speak up and tell them how you're feeling used or whatever resentment you're feeling because they always need a ride somewhere and have no gas money, and if they hear you and try to make little changes in order for you to not have that resentment in your friendship, keep them as a friend. Because there are people who will hear you saying this stuff and will ignore it and won't change a goddamn thing. Those aren't your people and those aren't your friends. And I'm not saying that they're bad people, but what I'm saying is, for whatever reason, they're not showing up for you, or respecting your boundaries of the friendships, right? And then I looked at this as a whole, in relationships, because this happens in relationships too. And it's not like oh, this only happens in my relationship with my lover, but it never happens in my relationship with my friends. Because if you're a giver, if you're the person that's always giving, that's always there to help, because you love people, you want to be there to help them and be by their side and go through the tough times with them, right? It falls into all your relationships. Like, I was just going to try to stick to just love relationships or a relationship with your lover on this video, but but I not thought about different friendships that I have and how it trickled down and how it expands beyond the relationship you will have with your significant other, right? And then I think about my healthy friendships where, you know, if my friend drives, I give them gas. Or if they drive, my friend drives, I give them gas. If I drive, they give me gas. Now think about my friendships that have boundaries, right? I think about my friendships where I can say, well, hey girl, you know, like even like it's been a time where like I took a trip with a friend. She owed me some money, and when she got the money, I was just like, well, just give me half. You know what I'm saying? We cool. Or there's been times when I was like, hey girl, it's all good. Next time we go, you get me. Like like the difference between being used in a relationship is the boundary that you set. It's okay to forgive someone's debt. It's okay to say, you know what, I ain't worried about that money, girl. Go ahead. You my friend. I love you, right? Especially if they've been a person that's been trying. But I just know that I personally have like with really it's money, right? Because really with friendships it boils down to money, because I don't want to be in relationships too. I don't want to feel like I got used in a friendship. Like, are you contributing back to this friendship? Because I'm such a big bleeding heart that I will go above and beyond. I had a homegirl whose dude went to jail. This girl didn't have no car. I got up at 3 in the morning, took her to the Bells Bondsman, took her by her mama house, like did all this stuff. She didn't give me no gas or nothing, but I knew it was an emergency and my friend needed me, right? Then later on down the line, I was going through something in a relationship and I needed to talk to her. And the girl she was like, you only call me when you have bad news, right? And after she said that, I was like, you know what, girl, you kind of right. Because, you do vent to your friends, but every friend is not to be vented to. And then I just realized how, like, I was going above and beyond in that friendship only to not have that return. And so me and that girl stopped being friends, right? Because I realized that, oh, well, then you not only are not a friend who will do what I do for you, but you're not even a friend that can be there for me for the free stuff, right? And there's no resentment. I don't hate her. I wish her the best wherever she is. But I just realized that you're not really a friend to me, because friendships are give and take. A friendship is not just give, 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 and that person never gives back. And you start to feel resentment when you feel unseen, you feel unheard, you feel unloved, even in friendships, because people don't give back what you give to them. And it doesn't happen to be the exact same thing that they're giving back. It can even be, hey girl, I'm cooking dinner, come through. Or hey girl, let's get our kids together and let's go hang at the park. It could be free-ish that you could do. It's the effort that they're putting into that friendship that matters. Now, money can be a big thing. I had to get to a point where I only lend people an amount of money where if they don't pay it back, I will not trip, right? Like, I might think about it in the back of my mind, of course, because I'm still human. But I had to say to myself, because it was causing me to fall out. This is like some years ago. I will fall out with friends around me behind money. If my friend owed me 300, you never pay me back, I would just stop being your friend, period. Like, after so much time, and I see you out posting pictures, eating dinner, doing all this stuff, going on trips, and you still ain't paying my money back. Okay, at this point, I used to get like mad to a point I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be your friend no more. Now I'm to a point where if I let a friend borrow $100, if you give it back, cool. If you don't, I'm okay with that too. I wouldn't lend you any more money, but I'm not going to stop being your friend behind money. I learned my personal boundaries with people and with money. And so, you know, I want to say, oh, so reciprocation. I got some pointers already. So reciprocation, you decide what the level of reciprocation is. Like, me giving my friend a ride and my friend letting her say, hey, I cooked dinner, come through, come eat with me. To me, it's equal, because you still giving the effort to show me, well, with what you have, with the tools you have, that you value our friendship, that you want to make sure that our friendship, that I feel like our friendship is equal, right? So on that, that's fine. But on times when you feel like you're always the friend who's always giving rides, who shows up to everybody's party or to everyone kids party, and then your party comes around and they don't show up for you. I've had times when I stopped being people's friends for that, but I had to realize that things happen. Things happen, or people just don't give a F and don't show up to your shit, right? You don't have to be upset with these people. You don't have to be mad. You don't have to, because when you get upset secretly and you don't address it, or you get upset behind the scenes and you don't address it, that is what causes resentment in these relationships. Like now, if I invite you and you don't come, that's cool. You invite me and I'll still come to yourself. I can make it sure, but I don't put that on a pedestal no more. Like, I may or may not show up is what I tell people now. I may or may not show up. I love you. I got the intention to show up. I may or even recently, a friend invited me to a party. I actually got there an hour early. God, it was a miscommunication. And so I had to end up leaving because I couldn't sit there for an hour. There was nobody there from the party yet. I just wasn't going to sit there for an hour. And I ended up missing the party. But I did reach out to my friend and let her know. When I first got, I was like, hey, that's why I found out I was an hour early. She's like, oh, yeah, we ain't coming till blah, blah. I'm like, hey, girl, I ain't made to make it back, because it's like kind of far from where I live. And but that friend was like, okay, girl, it's all good. And we still cool. It ain't no resentment. So I feel like a lot of resentment can be cut off when you just explain stuff and you talk stuff and you respect the boundaries that you set for these relationships. So now let's talk about, let's get more to the relationship side of feeling used, okay, and resentment building in a relationship. So I wrote down verbal affirmations, and what I mean is this: you've been dating someone, you've fallen in love with them, you in love with them, right? But you never hear them say they love you too. Verbal affirmations. Some people need to hear I love you, some people don't. Is it a deal breaker for you in a relationship? Are you doing things for someone because you love them? You're going above and beyond, and you don't hear these words, and now you start to feel resentment in yourself. It's because it's like, hey, don't you see me showing up for your doctor's appointment, or showing up when your cat died, or showing up when you ran out of gas? Like, don't you see me in this relationship showing up for you? Why aren't you verbally affirming that you see what's going on? But you have to realize that, are you even on the same page with this person? Because we all have grew up different. We all have different limited beliefs that cause us to act the way we do, right? So why are we sitting here and getting so mad and full of resentment at the other end of the relationship when this person may not even know how to express these things? I will give you that, right? But that's where your boundary comes in. Why can't you explain to this person what's going on with you? That is a part of communication, okay? And sometimes when you do communicate, they do make that change, or they just let you know right then, hey, this friendship ain't working. Hey, this relationship ain't working. I don't love you as much as you do, da-da. And if you both have spent the same equal amount of time in this relationship, so after a certain point, if you're not on the same page with this person anyway, like, you need to start looking at your boundaries. What are you accepting? Verbal affirmations. If you are a person who needs to hear these things verbally, and you're not getting that fed from you in your friendship or in your relationship, why are you staying? Because now you're building resentment against that person, against a boundary of your own that you have not addressed, okay? So, my next pointer was action. So let's take it to relationships. So what is action? I get up in the morning, I make you breakfast. Why? Because I love you, because this relationship is important to me. Or they get up in the morning, they make you breakfast. Why? Because it's important to them if you eat. It's important that you share food together. That's an example, right? Of, what were we talking about? Yeah, of action. Another thing, so action. Yes, people can tell you with their ways if they love you, if they respect the relationship, if they respect the friendship. But then on the other flip side too, some people can use their actions to manipulate you to get you to do what they want. And it may necessarily not be love or not be a true friendship. That's when I, once again, take you back to boundaries. What are your boundaries? Because After you've repeated these things so much in friendships and lover relationships, you start to see a pattern within yourself. This is when I say resentment builds. You start to hear yourself saying no more to things that you know that that friend would not equally reciprocate for you. Action, action. And yes, walk away from any friendship or relationship where you are not seeing reciprocation. I'm not saying it has to be the exact same thing, but what I'm saying is if you go out to dinner and your boyfriend foots the bill, do you leave the tip? Do you not leave the tip? Or you know, do you cut his food up, like cut his food up for him as he eats, or order his favorite drink, or whatever the case may be? Reciprocation. Because relationships are going to be 50-50 sometimes. They're going to be 20-80 sometimes. Sometimes it'll be you giving 100% because the other person may be depressed, maybe financially in a bind. You know, relationships are never always going to be just smooth all the way, but it's about how you handle things as you go, the boundaries that you set, the goals that you set. You know what I mean? So I would just say that about actions. Do their actions match up with yours? Okay, I said resentment. I kind of been talking about resentment all the way through. And then I want to talk about being blinded by love. Being blinded by love. Giving so much in a relationship because you love a person so much that you're giving more than they would give you back. No, you shouldn't be counting favors in a relationship, right? No, you shouldn't. But you should feel as if I needed this person to be there for me, they would be there for me. Or if I tell this person that hey, I need a vacation. You know what I mean? Can we go on vacation? Can we put our money together? Can we make this work? With friends too, right? It's just like, it's okay. Let me give an example on the friendship side of that. It's just like when friends plan those girls trips, and it's like 5 or more of y'all. You start texting your friends, hey, this is the date we're going. Everybody says okay. And you're like, hey, these are the rooms we need to book. Are you guys going for booking together? Send your $50. Send your, you know, you make these events on Facebook, and then you put this stuff out, right? And then slowly but surely, the people who want to go but can't fall off. And then there are the half-ass friends who send 25 instead of 50 or da-da-da. And they're like, I pay you. Like, it's so many different levels to boundaries. And sometimes because we love a friend so much, because we've been friends for 10 years, for 20 years, we say, okay, I'll let this person pay the rest later, right? And then later comes and they pay it and it's cool. But then there are the friends when later comes and they don't pay it and they're like, well, I only had what I sent. Can I still go? Like me, I'm the type of friend where if you did send something and you still can't go, I would tell my friend they could go, right? But sometimes I look on the flip side of me saying, yeah, still come. I'll help you with what I can. As, am I letting resentment build towards this friend because I haven't addressed how they always never have all their money or da-da-da, right? Like, to me, a friend that doesn't have their money for the trip then, but like their next paycheck or the next month they'll pay you back and they do, is a friend I would keep. Because I can understand you want to go, but you just don't have it right then. But as long as you make good on your promise as a friend, I will keep you as a friend. But user as friends who never show up, who never offer gas money, who think they're supposed to go on because it's 5 of y'all and stuff is paid for, that they're supposed to squeeze in for free. No, you don't have to hold on to those friendships. That's another form of being blinded by love, because you've been friends so long and you built up this rapport and this love with this friend, and now you letting this friend use you just based on the amount of time that you've known them. Like, no, you do not have to do that. You can cut people off in your life that are not reciprocating what you need in the friendship or relationship, and you don't have to feel bad about it. And the good thing, that my personal belief is that whatever you have been swindled out of, manipulated out of, used for, the universe will return it to you. Okay, you're gonna get it back. Money is always in rotation. Money is energy, and it's always being created. Like, but you just gonna get to a point where you start to feel like, I don't want to keep having the same cycle of friendships repeat. I'm ready to break that generational curse of friendships and relationships where I feel like I give too much and then resentment builds and then I explode on my friend. Like, I've now gotten to a point where I ain't gonna do that. Because when it gets to a point where I feel like you're using me, I'm just gonna either not pick you up, not party with you for a while or whatever. But I'm gonna let you know too. I'm gonna definitely let you know. But then after I let you know, no, I don't want to hang out today because you never have gas money. You never have money to buy your bottle. Then you want to hit my bottle, or you want me to buy a bottle that you can drink too. Like sometimes it's cool to do that with friends because sometimes your friend just ain't got it. You could definitely chip in, but all the time, no, that's not your friend. That's a user, and they leeching onto your giving energy. You have to be mindful of who you let into your energy field, especially people like me who are givers. I get blinded by love. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with you and you up and you doing good, we having good times, good. But if you fall on hard times, I'm still the girl that's gonna be there with you too, and I'm gonna try to give and try to help you get on your feet. You know what I'm saying? It is funny because let me find. Can I find? I want to look for this post on my Facebook. So I had a homeboy who actually kind of posted something along the lines of what I'm talking to you guys about, and it's like, men and women do see things differently, right? Men and women see things differently, and they have different reactions to stuff. So let me find my friend's post because it definitely goes with this video. Okay, here we go. So this is what my homeboy said on his post, right? He said, at the end, we just want a solid female in our corner, right? And now this is my friend, I know him, and he's a pretty good dude, actually. Actually, this friend he's a cool dude. I always consider him a cool dude. Period. Like we've lost mutual friends, so we've been like just really just talking about a whole wide variety of things. And I see this friend as he's evolving, right? And so this isn't just a friend on Facebook. This is a friend I actually know in real life. So he says, at the end, we just want a solid female in our corner. So I commented and said, the solid female deals with all sides of you and still gets taken for granted. And this is what my friend said back to me. He said, just stay solid. He going to stay solid with you. Trust me. And I thought about what he said. And to an extent, he right. And I've always felt that way. I feel like if you just keep being solid, if you just keep being down, he going to see you. He going to appreciate you. Right? And I follow that until it drive me into a brick wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've given so much. What have I gotten back in return? So to an extent, I do feel what he's saying, because there are people out there who are going to appreciate you being there for them down, and they're going to take you up with them. But then there are other people out there who will keep on using your energy, sucking the life out of you, taking things from you with no intent to make you whole or return or reciprocate what you have given to them. Then you get to the point where you realize you get into an argument, you blow up, resentment, resentment, resentment. And sometimes when you blow up, you can say things that can't be fixed. Like now it's just the relationship's gone. It's a total wash, right? Well, I mean anybody can be forgiven with time, but follow what I'm saying. And so me as a person, I had to learn how to start saying no before the resentment causes me to end the relationship or end the friendship, right? No, it is okay to have a boundary and speak up and say, no, I will not cook dinner for you tonight. I have cooked dinner for you 2 weeks straight. Well, you need to take me out, or you need to cook tonight. Like, and if it's a relationship that they actually love you in, or that isn't serious into, they will not get mad. They will hear what you're saying. You don't have to say it like madly or nothing, but they're going to hear what you're saying, and they're going to get their butt up, and they're going to start cooking that dinner for you. Like, that right there is reciprocation. But think about it too. Why did you wait 2 weeks to speak up? And I'm not saying speak up as in nagging, but speak up as in, hey, I cook dinner every night. Can you pick up a night to do dinner? Like communication. I feel like we skip the communication part of these relationships, friendships, lover relationships, and then resentment builds because we're not communicating to this person what our needs are, what our feelings are, and how we have been feeling used, or how we have been feeling like we have given so much for nothing in return. I don't know who made up this give and don't expect nothing in return BS, because that's some BS. And when you give without expecting something in return, you feel used. You feel used after a while. And then you get mad with that person and you explode on them. And sometimes it's just your own fault because you did not lay down the rules or the boundaries of that relationship before it got that far. I intend for you guys to hear what I'm saying, because this is all a part of a relationship too. Like, people say you test people in relationships. Well, then use your boundaries as a way to test someone in a relationship. Use your boundaries. No, I'm not going to Miami with you. You don't got no money. You don't never bring no money. No, you can't pay me later. Like, it's okay to say no to that type of stuff. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? So, blinded by love, blinded by love, blinded by love, blinded by love. You know, when we in a relationship and we see this person is so great and we like the way they make love to us, or we like the way they talk to us or baby us, or whatever it is that you're into in your relationship, right? And once they kind of like learn, if I give you this, you'll give me that, because it is a barter. Relationships are a barter. I'm telling you, it is. Because if it's only one person always giving and the other person is never giving, eventually the person that is always giving is gonna want to leave the relationship, is gonna be mad, is gonna harbor anger because they never got nothing back. So you do have to barter in a relationship, friendship or lover relationship. Yes, you need to be bartering what you want from that relationship. And if that person cannot meet your standard of need or what you want, you're going to have to let it go, because it's going to destroy you. The resentment is going to eat you up into the point where you're going to explode, and you're going to find yourself exploding on everyone around you. You're going to find yourself exploding in your lover relationship and in your friendship, because you did not communicate and address what your boundaries were from jump. And when you started seeing that your boundaries were being pushed back, pushed back, pushed back, and you start to see that gap in the middle where you feel like you're not meeting with this person, at some point it is your own fault, because you did not address your boundaries and you did not firmly address them. And then there's the flip side of it too. Sometimes we literally have to wait. Oh, let me see. Have I been having comments? Oh, I guess not. Okay. I guess not. Okay. So sometimes, you know, you give, 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 give. And now you want to break up with this person. Now you don't want to be with this person anymore. Now you're mad at this person. And it's just really your fault for not communicating to them what you would or would not take. And sometimes it does take for you to leave a friendship, leave the relationship, the lover relationship, and that person to see you gone and missing, to really understand and recognize what they had in you. How much of a friend, how much you were giving to show them in action that you love them as a friend, that you love the friendship y'all have, and sometimes they come back and they have changed behavior because they realize that they can't use you like that. They can't run you over like that. And then definitely, if you get the verbal affirmations that they've changed, and you see in their actions that they change towards your friendship, then definitely give them another chance. I'm a big believer in giving people second chances. I've had friends that we didn't talk for like 2 years, 3 years. At the most, I think I didn't talk to a friend, might have been like 2 or 3 years. And I run into them and I talk to them, because you do have to forget the past, forgive the past. And if they're showing you that they are a changed person, and they're showing that they really want to show up this time for the friendship and give to you as you have given to them, definitely give them a chance. But sometimes it does take that space away from someone. Sometimes it does take to say, no, I can't do this friendship no more. No, I can't do this relationship no more. And you have to be okay with that decision, especially in love relationships. You have to know that, oh, this person been using me. It's time for me to walk away from this relationship. And change. And I've seen this something that said it takes 30 days to implement change. So maybe you need a 30-day cleanse from these people in your life. Get them time to realize how they ain't been showing up as a friend or a lover. Give you time to realize I didn't have to be giving so much of myself, right? Because you should give good thoughts to your friends and your lover. You should give a ear to listen to what they need. You should be able to enjoy good times with them. These are all parts that you should be able to do. And these are all free things that you can do in a friendship or in a relationship. That is what I say by reciprocation. It sometimes the money doesn't amount to a friend who will get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and take you to help bail out your dude, right? It's no amount of money for a friend that you can depend on that can do that. But cherish that friend, reciprocate that energy to that friend, be there for that friend when they need you to. And I'm not saying all the time. We grown, we adults, we got a life. We can't always be somebody's shoulder. Well, in a relationship you should be, but I'm talking about like your friendships. You can't always be there, but if you can, you should. If your friend invites you to their wedding, you should, unless you like something like a car accident or sick or something, you should make it to that. You should make it to the important things in people's life, and they should make it to yours too. And if they can't make it to that one, you should have a big enough heart to forgive them and invite them to the next thing, or let them make it up to you in another way. Reciprocation. We walk into these relationships giving our all, realizing that is how we fail, because it's not to give your all in a relationship, it is to give reciprocation in a relationship. It is to barter love for love in a relationship. That is what a true relationship is. When you go in giving your all, you're gonna feel used every time. You're gonna feel like your boundaries are not being heard every time. And then you getting mad at these people because you never laid down what your boundary was for them to begin with in this relationship. Okay? I intend that this video helped who needed to help. This is just something that had been on my mind, on my heart, and I just been thinking about it all night. And I want to get on here and really talk to you guys and just let you guys know that it's okay, right? Whatever it is, this too shall pass. Give it some space and some time to clear up on its own and revisit the relationship again if you must. Or if it's just a user as person, period, just let them go from your life. 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back in your life anyway, and they're going to be regretful of how they didn't appreciate what you were offering to that friendship or to that relationship anyways. So that is my advice. Happy Sunday, everyone. I will talk to you guys later, YouTube. I love you so much. Bye.